Hey mommies, welcome to my channel. So it's Hey mommies because this video is for all those mommies who are especially entering into their first trimester. So we are going to talk about what are the do's and don'ts, what are the symptoms that we usually see in this first trimester, and what precautions can we take for them at home. So the first symptom which we usually see in most of the women in the first trimester is the morning sickness. So the morning sickness doesn't mean only vomiting. So it includes vomiting, feeling dizziness, and also sneezing, and for some people it's also cold and cough. So all these things comes under morning sickness. So the first remedy in order to reduce vomiting and dizziness is ginger. So ginger is an effective treatment in order to reduce both of them. So just add ginger to your morning cup of tea or either warm water if you're having. So just add this ginger and sip that. It also soothes your stomach, and it also makes sure that it reduces your vomiting sensation even. Now the second remedy is if you are vomiting continuously, and at times it also happens that you are not actually vomiting but you feel that sensation that you are about to vomit. So it happens with most of the women. So at that point of time, what you can do is just cut a slice of lemon and just keep it on your tongue. You can just sip it or suck the piece of lemon for just 2 to 3 minutes. This makes sure that you don't get the vomiting sensation again and again. So these are the two most effective home remedies which I followed, and it worked out for me. And for people who are suffering from vomiting very frequently, like the home remedies are not working at all, so in that case you have to consult a doctor, and there are a few tablets which they prescribe for you which are of low mg, not of high power, and you can use them. So coming to the morning sickness like cold, cough, and sneezing and the running nose, it is very difficult to get rid of this because we are not recommended to use most of the medicines at this point of time. So all you have to do is you have to make sure that you take all the precautions. The people who have dust allergy, the people who frequently suffer from all these things, so you have to make sure that you don't get into it first of all, because it is very difficult to get rid of, especially sneezing and the running nose, which I suffered for the next 4 months of my pregnancy. So what we can do, the home remedies, what we can follow for sneezing, cough or cold is, the first one is use a steamer. So it makes sure that your blockages are removed. So also what you can do is you can add this balms to this steamer and then take the steam. So it makes sure that you are relieved from cold, cough or sneezing, whatever it is. So this is one effective way to use it. And the second one is when you're sleeping, before going to bed, okay, have a warm cup of milk, and also when you're sleeping, apply balm either to your nose and also your neck, so that it makes sure that you get a pretty good relief from this sneezing and the running nose. So the third remedy for sneezing and running nose is take 2 to 3 spoons of mustard oil, just boil them and add 2 cloves of garlic to it. So then switch off the stove in maximum 1 minute and then let the oil cool down. And when it is a bit warm that you can tolerate, just lie down on your bed and make sure that you add those 2 drops of oil into your nostrils especially. So and lie down for 5 minutes. So it makes sure that you are relieved from sneezing and running nose, and this remedy is very effective than using a steamer even. So these are the 3 different remedies which you can use in case if you are suffering from cold, cough or sneezing or anything, okay. Now the second symptom, which is common with most of the women, is bloating. You feel like your stomach is full but you haven't ate anything. This is very common with most of the women. Okay? So the first remedy what we have to follow in order to avoid bloating is you have to cut down on your spicy foods, oily foods and the fast foods. I know we crave for all of this at this point of time, but then we have to cut down at least 90% on all of this, because this leads to acidity, which is nothing but again bloating. You cannot have your healthy food after eating all these foods. Now the second best remedy is cut down your meals. So if you're having 3 rotis, do not have all of them at a time. So have 1 roti per hour. Or then break your meals even into very small meals, which would help you in digestion and also make sure that you're not full all the time. And the third remedy is If it is a summer season, try to have buttermilk in your lunch every single day. This helps you in making sure that the food you eat in your lunch is properly digested, and have it in your lunch, not in your dinner, because again it will lead you to cough, cold and several different things. Now the next remedy is try to have some fennel or the soft seeds soon after your lunch or your dinner. So this makes sure that in case you are having a heavy meal or whatever it is, so it helps you in your digestion. So basically bloating happens because our food is not digested properly, or either we are having a lot of fast food or the junk food which is not suiting our body. So we have to avoid all these things in order to reduce bloating, because in case if you have bloating, you cannot have the healthy foods, which is very much essential for you and your baby also. Now the third symptom which is common in most of the women is constipation. It happens with everyone. So for few women it starts in the 4th to 5th month when the abdominal weight increases, and for few women it starts right from the first trimester itself. Now coming to the remedies, like how do we get rid of constipation? So the first thing is, again, which you have to follow is cut down on your fast foods, oily foods and the spicy foods. It increases very high level of constipation, especially at this point of time, and you have to cut down your meals and make sure that you are eating something like the soft or buttermilk after every meal in order to digest your food. Now the second one is, do not sit or do not sleep idly after having your food. Just make sure that you're going on a walk, not very much of a brisk walk, but just go and walk for some time, at least for 10 to 20 minutes, to make sure that the food is digested. Now the third thing is, you have to include fiber in your diet, like the leafy vegetables, the wheat breads and all. So you have to make sure that you eat a lot of fiber in your daily routine, and you have to intake a lot of fruits like apple, orange, grapes. All these fruits you can take. Yes, there are two fruits which you have to avoid in your pregnancy, that is papaya and pineapple. These are the two fruits which all the doctors suggest not to have. Now there is a vegetable also which a few doctors says not to have, that's brinjal, but again that's up to you and your doctor. So the next symptom which is very common in most of the women is feeling tired, restless and all. So that is pretty common, so nothing to worry about it. All you need to do is take rest. And one more thing you have to keep in mind is keep your body always active. You need to make sure that you have to take small walks after having your food, and then rest for some time, and then again start for a walk. This makes sure that your body is active all the time. The next symptom which is seen in most of the women is acne and pimples. Again, this is very common. You don't need to apply most of the creams or go to a dermatologist and get rid of all those things. It will start reducing once your baby is out, and this is very common in most of the women. So the first trimester is very important phase, because your baby just started growing, so it needs all the favorable conditions, it needs all the good food, it needs to develop everything. So you need to make sure that you pamper yourself all the time. Also, one more thing what I want to share is, a few women face spotting in the first 3 months of their pregnancy. So there is nothing to worry about it, because it's common for a few women, but that is not risky. The only thing what you have to do at this point of time is, you have to consult a doctor. You should not treat yourself. If you see dark or light color spotting in your first 3 months, you have to see a doctor. There are a few injections, there are a few medicines which are prescribed by the doctor, and mostly they prescribe them till only your 3rd month, because after your 4th month it becomes pretty normal, and mostly there is no spotting with most of the women. So in case if you see any such conditions, consult your doctor and do not treat yourself at home in such conditions. So this is all about the first trimester, like what are the do's and don'ts, the precautions, what are the home remedies we can follow, because in pregnancy mostly it is not recommended to use any of the medicines for yourself. It is not good for you or your baby. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Bye bye till my next video.